Bam, bam, bam. He or she said, cancel this damn show. They hate it. What? Hold on. Wait a minute.
Make black hair great again.
Hold on. Wait a minute. Now, woo.
We're coming. Get our check.
Cheryl Morrow, the one, the only, the hair oracle.
It was Red Dot, and then we also had a cosmetology school instructor in the chat, Miss Denise West, Michelle Allen, Miss Foster. Dang, I missed your name. It's always nice to see Miss Foster in the chat. Michelle Allen, you know how much we love you too.
What? About a whole lot of peace. Cheryl, you order that in a bag of chips. You do your hair. What's happening, good people? How are you guys doing out there? Y'all know who it is, right? It's me, your homegirl Ladosha, right? AKA Lolo. And I believe we're about officially 165 episodes in. And so on right here on the dumbest, and we do mean the dumbest shit that people say about black hair. Tonight, the topic is about those hidden secrets to repairing those split ends, because we are spending our 2025 here on the Afro Hair Science YouTube channel discussing what has the natural hair movement taught us in these past 25 years about hair. And so I'm your co-host, Ladosha Wright, aka Key Lolo, and then right over there is Cheryl Morrow. What's up, boo? How you doing?
Oh.
AKA the Hair Oracle. And so in case you guys are new to our platform and you're wondering, what have I scrolled upon? Like, who are these two colors on this screen? So I'm a licensed cosmetologist here in the state of Ohio. I'm also a salon owner. I'm an Afro hair activist. I'm a policy advocate. Cheryl Morrow is the heiress to the California Curl Empire. She's also the editor-in-chief of the SD Monitor News. She's also an author, a policy advocate. And so this is what we do here. We started this podcast to really address our concerns about how people fail for the natural hair movement, number one. Number two, just all of the money and time that's just been wasted. And of course, its influence and impact on the barber and beauty industry. And so it's like we're like the unofficial consumer watchdogs. Like, don't y'all be out there wasting no money on this crap and knowing that it's not going to work. And just to help you guys out, so you're not wasting any more money and you're not wasting any more time when it comes to this thing called hair, because, you know, it's serious, but it ain't all that serious where you need to be shelling out a whole lot of money and wasting a whole lot of time when hair has got to be one of the easiest things to manage, so kind of like your teeth, you know? And so Cheryl and I, we were just having this conversation, wasn't we, Cheryl? We said, Cheryl, can you just kind of break it down? Sandra, you better get ready for this. Welcome again, everybody. Sorry, Instagram, it just did not happen again. I don't know. I don't know. I'm starting to give up on Instagram. But anywho, so Cheryl, you guys are gonna love this. So Cheryl and I, we were talking about this, you know, this situation here, because we just can't get it. You know, we just don't understand. And so Cheryl was saying that no matter the income spectrum, no matter the level of education, no matter the lifestyle, the conundrum, you know, the misnomer, the confusion, whatever about textured hair, it affects all women across all of those spectrums.
Economic spectrum, yes.
Say it a little bit better. I'm struggling here. You hear Sandra? Let the hair oracle break it down, because I say it, y'all know me, everybody just, you know,
man, it just basically breaks down in my years of experience. No matter what socioeconomic bracket all Black women come from, on the subject of hair, self-image, product knowledge, hair care, scalp care, cultural Black hair care-ness. No matter what their socioeconomic, their education level, all the way from a PhD all the way down, like I said, and I say this with loving arms, to a crackhead. Her knowledge is the same. Her understanding and awareness is the same. So there's obviously something culturally that we need to deal with, even though her knowledge level goes up or down, in the middle, or indifferent or otherwise. She still has the same level of awareness. And I think that is why we do the podcast.
Yeah, we just, it's like, I think what we want, people to understand is that you're being duped. And, it's no nice way to say it. Now, we were trying to find what way can we make this make sense. Now, the challenge is that a lot of people, all the different age brackets. So some people are going to get it, and some people, they're just not going to get it. But we know for a fact that this whole natural hair movement thing has been pretty much a crock of poo, and it's hurting people. As a matter of fact, I went on Google and I Googled why the natural hair movement failed. And I was just going to see, was it going to come up? Did it in fact fail, right? And so let me show you guys what it came up with. I gotta show you, sure. I gotta, it's gonna help us out because we got 6 more months to go here. Let me scroll this back up here. Y'all just work with me for a minute. So now this is the AI overview, all right. And so the AI overview pretty much just breaks it down. The natural hair movement, while initially empowering, faced several challenges that led to its perceived failure, okay, including the commercialization of natural hair, the promotion of unrealistic beauty standards, and the perpetuation of texturism. And boy, did AI, I like the way it threw in perceived. And that's because people perceive this as a failed movement. And it actually, believe it or not, it has about 6 points. And so since we have 6 months left, we're going to start off, in August with these. Here's a more detailed look as we wind down and get ready for 2026, because we're going to chart a new course for us here in the world of hair. And our goal is to really make it simple. And can I just go ahead on and tell them what we talked about right quick before we get into this topic? We said it's time for us to end the relationship with these hair care companies, all of them. I mean, they don't mean any good. I mean, there's no need. I mean, we're not knocking a person's hustle. Don't get it twisted. It's like Crest and Colgate, some like Crest, some like Colgate. You got a few that gotta throw AIM in there. Some people like AIM, but we can all argue at the end of the day. Soap is soap is soap. And so we're going to chart a new territory for our industry, for the really, digest and really get rid of it, pull it all out. And we're going to, clean it out of our systems. And we're going to just kind of break down some of these more detailed looks according to AI. And feel free to, write your natural hair movement commitment, a Dear John letter. If you want to join us in this, by all means, please do so. Because the nonsense, it's really, it's out of control. And me working in the beauty industry, I cannot take another day of people coming in and they don't know what combed out hair is. They don't know how to shampoo their hair. They don't understand Afro hair. This is very easy stuff, and we don't need to rip people off. We can make money. Don't get it twisted. But the way that we're doing it through these hair care products, it's just causing a very bad divide. And it's not only hurting an industry with infinite potential because it's stagnating us because
Yes.
we can't get past the dang on hair care products. We can't move the needle with technology. We can't get together. You know, is it true that the Browner Brothers is not going to do a show this year?
Yes.
Did y'all hear that?
It's because it's time for, our reconstruction. And you can't, under my experience, you can't do it with the undoings of what the problem was in the first place. And because not the fact that our industry never had, obviously, product, and not that we didn't move the economic industrial movement forward through product. This 25 years has been economically destructive, not because of the entrepreneur effort, but because we have been led with the product wave of the last 25 years has been at the level of novelty. And it's ironic that even Essence would have its issues because the people behind that particular legacy event is based in beauty, is based in hair care. And it has been part of the cause of the undoing of what we see as professional beauty. So what professional beauty has to come into its own, transmute, let the old die, so to speak, and let's reform a new conversation in terms of what cosmetology practices, rules and regs, what the politicians know to be true and untrue, what is false and fake, what has, been completely, what is not real and what is no longer suitable for, us to be able to stand on. What we need: new pillars, we need new foundations, we need a new cornerstone, we need a new purpose, we need a new mission statement, and we need a new togetherness. And
for you guys as the consumers, we want you guys to feel relieved and understood.
Absolutely.
Because the consumers are not relieved. They are not understood. As a matter of fact, I was trying to think of this movie right now. Again, we're dating ourselves, but we're gonna do a dumbest shit podcast movie night. So everybody on their own, their own time. All right. We're going to ask that over the weekend. Okay. You can go on YouTube or you can maybe watch it on your app like Hulu or Netflix or whatever it might be on. Okay. But you can Google Crazy People featuring Dudley Moore and Daryl Hannah. And so it says a comedy about truths in advertising. And now you guys see why I say, for the life of me, I still cannot believe the number of Black people, not only in America, but how they say in the diaspora, fell for the natural hair movement. It should say that movie could now say Natural Hair Crazy People, a comedy about truth and natural hair advertising. We could spoof this shit all day. I mean, we could take this movie, but I know we probably get sued. I ain't trying to mess around with Daryl Hannah and Dudley Moore now. That's them icons right there. So I ain't gonna get in no trouble with these people. But I'm going to watch it, and I'm going to talk about some scenes that we could kind of spoof verbally, since we don't want to get in trouble with copyright infringement. You don't even got some knockoff Chanel purses now. So we ain't trying to do the copyright infringement, but we want the public to know that there are professionals, not just Cheryl and Ladosha and Erica and Waverly. We're not the only people who know that the consumers are being duped, not just by hair care companies, but even unscrupulous, scholars. These folks have to be ashamed of themselves of the way they're taking advantage of the consumer. So let's pick a night this Sunday, evening, after everybody. We're gonna do the fete du jour. By the way, I got my little clip here. We're gonna do the fete du jour from 2 to 4 p.m. at Journey Barber College. All right. So we're gonna honor and celebrate and talk about some salon technology and tools at Journey Barber College, and that's going to be over with at 4. So by 7 o'clock tonight, on Sunday, we can watch Crazy People, and I'll probably just get in the chat, and just start by myself. Anybody want to join me? We can just watch it and get in the chat and just talk some smack about this movie as we watch it. And so you guys can understand, we're not trying to, mess up the way folks make money. I mean, after all, this is America. Capitalism is how it's going down. We ain't knocking that. But, what we're seeing, right, Cheryl, with people in their hair, it's not even ridiculous. It's ridiculous.
Yeah. It's out of control.
It's out of control.
Yeah.
I mean, how could we have people like Miel Organics and Lisa Price and the list goes on. These are millionaires, top over double digits of millionaires. Okay. Mm-hmm. And our industry is supposed to be generating trillions of dollars. We're just talking about America. Mm-hmm. And folks still don't understand hair. I mean, the dentists, cavities and stuff went down, right? With the introduction of fluoride and teaching people how to brush their teeth. I mean, things changed in the world of oral hygiene. Washing hands, universal precautions.
Options are available and more affordable. Things are more progressive. Things are available. And you do have options. You would think the improvement of the consumer, the life of the standards of living, the application would result in better conditions. It is not true.
Yeah. How do we have chemists that don't get it? People that, we got doctors and attorneys and they walk on their head. I'm like, what y'all doing?
And for good example, and and we've talked about this. How can you have the Crown Act and you have it doesn't work?
How we gonna write a law? Well, think of where we've come from. 17 America is about to celebrate 250 years of being found, and we still don't
and how can you have case studies and you have studies and you still have the study doesn't make sense?
How
can you still have things that are not matching up? How can you still have the political process dumbing down still the experience and it's not matching up?
Mm-hmm. That's a good point. You're right, Rike. Dermatologists recommending that. Yeah. I mean, it's like everybody just kind of jumped on the ship and said, somebody told me to watch The Gilded Age on HBO.
In fact, I fell asleep to that last night.
Yeah, it's a little bit. I'll do it too, Lily. I don't know if I can get with that. But it's a little too lily white for me. But it's just a little bit too much. But when you watch something like The Gilded Age, that's kind of taking you through, the whole industrialism, how America is really trying to get this foothold on commerce and banking, and they're trying to create work, for us po folk. and the wealthy people are trying to, they're up top, saying what they need us to do to keep money in their pocket. And then alongside, now you got this white folks doing this, and you got the black people on the same side. Now I understand what Cheryl said. We were just trying to, survive through the times, because whatever they have in the culture, African Americans, are doing, or colors, whatever it was colors back then, they was doing the same thing. You had Booker T, you had W.E.B. Du Bois. There was a long. It wasn't like we was just, walking around with rags on our head. You see what I'm saying? And it just doesn't make any sense that it's 2025 and you have two African-American women. Look at this technology. Back in the day, I would have had to fly to shore. Sure, we on Slate and Stone. What the hell shit? Had to etch it out. You know what I'm saying? We can, put it in the water and a note and float it across it. And we still talking about how do you comb our hair? But we know how to get to the moon, don't we? We know how to
Starlink.
We got all
Every industry that participates, every industry that writes, everything that does studies, everything that does production, everything that does marketing, everything that does support an industry should make the industry, and all of it funnels to the consumer experience. But the consumer experience still
Bluetooth mics.
Yeah,
look at that Bluetooth mics.
Right,
lipstick that don't come off when you talk. Maybe just to get all your teeth and stuff.
Right.
Readers,
right.
Technology.
So, and the consumer experience has not moved. It is actually moving backwards.
Right. It's
so
like
a lack of critical thinking and a critical analysis of what it is that we're doing with, and maybe it's because, and no one wants to talk about it, but this is the least educated.
Well, why do you think they don't want to talk about it, Cheryl?
Well, because we believe that cultural blackness and the connection to being black is enough to apply the science and research and development. And that
all right,
is
chat, y'all here.
Unfortunately,
why do you think they don't want to talk about being duped? I mean, because they know it's not working. It's not working. It's just not.
Well, talk about your experience in the beauty supply. What did they struggle with? What was the customer struggling with? Just at the base level. Buying a comb.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah, this is the truth. Now, go ahead. Let's get involved. Come on. We're talking about the hidden secrets to repairing split ends. And we're just having a good old fashioned, throw up session of why we have this podcast. And we want to help to liberate the consumers, those that want to be. Because like Project Pat, we can't save those that don't want to be saved. Now, no matter what, you're going to get some folks that still going to spend, at least, $80 to $100 every 3-4 months on some hair. That's just, I don't know why y'all want to do that, but we're talking about people who are looking to be liberated. And I was sharing with Cheryl, my best friend came in to town, Rashida, she used these in the chat. And she was, even Rashida, she had washed her hair, right? And she had the little curly. And so she wanted to, afro the flower. And she up here talking about we said, Negro, what you doing? And she said, I'm just trying to fluff it. I said, girl, you pick an afro. You lift. Where you get that from? I saw it. No, we. And so we went to the supply store, and I walked into the supply store, and I don't go in those places, so I don't know how. It was so much hair. And so I couldn't find it, right? So I see all these people hovering in this one area. So you know what they say about assume, right? It makes an ass out of you and me. So I assumed that they were all getting what? Hair weave. So I said, well, no use in us going down there because they ain't doing nothing to get some hair weave. So we just walking around looking super stupid. So finally I said, excuse me, ma'am, where are your picks located? And she said, other people. I said, oh, they not. Oh, okay. So I'm like, okay. So I'm thinking I'm going to walk down there and they're still going to be looking at hair weave. No. this store, I cannot make it was like the Walmart of combs. A whole it was bins. And now I know y'all like Quinlan. I don't go to beauty supply stores, but I never seen this many. I'm talking about this was some cheap ass horrible. I mean, no, I'm in the ivory tower. I'm in a hair salon. We don't buy those kind of combs. I can't even believe those combs was being made. Bins and bins and bins of just bad combs and stuff. And the people were just going through them like they were at a flea market. And I was like, what? And they knew they were bad combs now. I ain't gonna try to hate on my own peoples now. They knew those combs were bad, but that was all they had to choose from. And so we were able, to get a pick, not with the fist. But again, Cheryl talked about this. I know you're like, Cheryl thinks she knows everything. I know I tell Cheryl to her face all the time. But believe it or not, Cheryl did call me up and say, we need to get that market on those combs. Take it away, Cheryl.
You was doing such a good job. I was, piped into what you were saying. But at the end of the day, I think that at the bare bones, Black folks can understand that the comb that they possess is near and dear to their heart. It's their comb. It's personal. So when they buy it, it should at least represent their economic interest. And so we will do a new comb campaign and make sure that they can buy combs that are manufactured, created, and with Black ingenuity, with Black people's name on them. That stems from, and so we are going to grasp and embrace a comb that economically enriches their pocket, their community's pocket, their local barbershop and hair salons' economic interest. And so that's important to us. So I believe at the bare bones, Black manufactured combs that have their economic interests and their cultural interests, their ancestral interests, their spiritual interests, and so we have to be able to do these things. And so
Yeah.
it is a simple, well-manufactured, something designed by a young man in 1964 to present day. And so we can feed our families and pass that down. So if we can dribble at least 4 times and allow that dollar to bounce 4 times inside our communities with a significant symbolic piece of machinery and ingenuity called the African comb, the comb in North America. Let's just try to do something that it turns our economic relationship with each other.
And a solution. That's,
Yeah.
So it's like it's a double benefit. The consumers get what they want, and people who want to make money, you get what you want too. Because when we talk about split ends, it's 4 things that jumped out to me as I kind of scour. And when I do I'll type in 2003, 2015, what were they saying about, split ends. Okay. So one of the things that we see for sure, that we hear from this community about split ends is that you can repair them. So we're going to start off with that for people who, waited, and we thank you guys again. Don't forget, like, share, and subscribe. We got over 400,000 views and counting. Thank you, YouTube, for throwing us in those algorithms. We truly appreciate that. We're just trying to get better and better at it. I also dropped another quick video about how to dominate the Rev Air if you have really tightly coiled hair. So I'm going to keep just dropping little short videos because that's the new thing now. But anywho, when it comes to hidden secrets of and we'll answer that question. That's a good question. Can you fix bad edges? All right, we got you. Hidden secrets to repairing split ends. So we're going to start off by answering that question, and then we have 3 that I did write out about: can you mend them, can you heal them, can you repair them? So starting with number 1, can you repair split ends? And then of course I have my videos, you know what I'm saying? So let's go. We're going to start off. Can you repair split ends? Here we go, Cheryl. Let's hop to it.
Oh, you ain't gonna, I thought you was showing a video.
Oh no, no. I got the other videos. The other videos is around, okay, well, let me just show. Okay, hold on. Let me.
You got one?
Just,
'Cause
I got one. Let me show you. Here you go. Here you go.
I
Let me show you some ends. Here we go. Here goes some ends right quick. Can you repair these right here? Here we go. Don't cut.
This was a hard one, but she's in great hands.
Dang, I don't know, because it's like higher right here. So just go with a higher at? Huh? Like it's high, it's up here. Oh, that's short. Okay. No, up here is longer. Like it went up. I don't know if I can.
I wish I could freeze that. It won't let me freeze it. But let me just show it again. Because first of all, are these split ends? How about we start with this? Let me just show it again.
This was a hard one, but she's in great hands.
Dang, I don't know, because it's like higher right here. So just go with a higher at? Huh? Like it's high, it's up here. Oh, that's short. Okay. No, up here is longer. Like it went up. I don't know if I can.
Were those split ends?
No.
All right. How many people in the chat agree with Cheryl? Was that a video that captures split ends? Yes or no? All right. Was that? Yeah. Did you guys agree with those split ends? Yes or no? And then we're gonna hop to the Afro denial, because she's like, what about my hairline? We got you, boo. Hurry up, Ladosha. Okay, we're gonna get you next. We gonna cut through the chase, okay? Okay, so Wike says no. Yeah, those were not split. What was that? Well, I'm gonna see if I can find a picture. Go ahead. What was that we were looking at?
Usually when women who have hair that long, or when they probably wear it natural or they wear it coily a while, they usually, the right side is always longer, right? And the left side is usually shorter. And so she's either, because she's right-handed, when she does her washing sets or whatever, she's not paying attention to what she's doing from left to right. Also, that is, I don't like to say breaking, because that is not true, but it is not being evenly when she's at home. That's neglect. She's not paying attention to what she's doing to her when she puts it up in a ponytail. She's not paying attention to, sometimes, I even because even as I'm not a stylist, when it comes to my own hair, I do lots of buns or whatever the case may be, but you will begin to just during everyday styling, you're not paying attention to what each side is doing. And sometimes I know my right side is longer than my left side, or I think my left side is longer than my right side, because I'm right-handed. But that is not a natural occurrence. That is neglect.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
That is neglect. Okay. All right. Now I do have I got an image here that's gonna capture exactly what you're talking about, because I want you to go through it, because for the love of Pete, or is it Pete's sake? I don't know. Is it love of Pete's sake? Again, this is one of those things that you will hear natural hair stylists. And again, remember, this community has influenced the beauty community. So I know you guys, hairstylists say it too. We know that. This is why this is called the dumbest shit. Okay. So if we look at this picture here of what Cheryl was describing, and this is one of those things where they would say your ends are split, your hair grew uneven. And so this is where Cheryl, and this is, I'm just full of so much information. I'm trying to slow down. This is where Cheryl is saying that, your hair does something called atom breaks. All right. Listen up, consumers. We're going to debunk this dumb shit. Your hair is going to tell a trichologist, a cosmetologist, a cosmetic trichologist with ethics. Key word. These people are going to have to be ethical. It's going to tell them a story, and then their job is to translate it. And though this person is commonly told that her hair is damaged, number one. Number two, she has split ends. Number three, her hair grew uneven. Okay. And Cheryl just told you that we know that her dominant hand is telling us what she's doing. So we don't need to scare you with some bull fragger paggernackle called, a deep repair. You don't need to do any of that. We just need to talk to you. Here's your hair coaching, right, Cheryl?
Yeah.
How can hair coaching help this young lady out instead of paying more money for repair, ends, treatment, all this other cockamamie stuff? How could hair coaching help this young lady out?
Right. Well, hair coaching could give her a map of what she's doing every day to get that kind of result. And so one of the things when the hair is kind of, let's say right there to the right, her hair seems, and it could be an optical illusion, but her hair is see-through there, right there to the right.
Right here.
Right?
Okay.
Right. It looks a little blonde, right? Looks light. Right. She is a ponytail wearer. And when you can tell ponytail wearers, because their hair is always darker at the center, because that's where she doesn't comb a lot, right? And at the tips, because long hair is old hair. So it's been on your head the longest. It is just protein. It has a characteristic to it. Once it gets old, it begins to thin. It's not that it's damaged. It's just a quality and character of just having long tendrils.
Oh my God. Did y'all hear what she just said? It's not damaged. I'm sorry.
It's a quality of oldness hanging or in brushing and combing. It's natural wear and tear, right? And it's a character of long hair, okay? Especially when it's on its way down to hanging on your shoulders. And so, and threads like old shirts, you can always see it in an old shirt. It starts to, the weave starts to come apart, and it just is a natural of being washed over and over and over. So it's a fabric thing. It's a fiber thing.
Okay.
And now, so you can tell. I'm sorry, go ahead.
No. Go ahead. You can tell. And then I got two more questions about
so hair that hangs on the shoulders is going to always be where it starts to fray. So let's just change the word instead of damaged split ends. It's a natural fraying of something that grows long. Okay. So the hair near the scalp is always going to be its most congruent. And as it grows out, it's going to fray. And if you don't cut them evenly, hair does not, because every hair has a different length on your head, you're just seeing, and when you try to bring everything to a baseline, everything's not going to match up. Doesn't mean it's damaged.
Yeah. So please do not pay for something called damage. You know, you would really have to damage, like when we chemically alter their hair. Oh, we are no doubt about it.
Right. A hair strand doesn't grow.
Yeah. So like this ain't no
right.
Yeah, this ain't no damage. Okay. So the second question is, what about this would be interpreted? Why would a person interpret this as split ends? Can you kind of help with that a little bit?
Because the industry has told, not just as stylists, but it's told people in consumerdom, right? Or consumer heaven, right? That everything must be even. And even is aching and germane to health. And it's not. It has nothing. And so anything that goes up and down and up and down and up and down, that must mean damage. And it doesn't. It just means that this hair up here, pulled down here, is going to stop here. So from here to here is 6 inches. Here to here, maybe 6 inches, but it hangs here because it's further from to the back. And you think that the hair being uneven is damaged. And it's unfortunately because when you look at the profile of a skull, the hair up here brought to here, all of it may be 6 inches, but when it doesn't lay on the shoulder, you think that it's uneven. So you'll cut it across, and because the evenness looks more appealing cosmetically, then you think you got rid of the damage, and none of it's true. Now, it is a way to look at it if it becomes see-through. Now, if you want all the hair to be dark and not see-through, then the cosmetic fix for that is to cut it all blunt. But the optical illusion, just because you're seeing through it, doesn't mean that the hair in and of itself is damaged. It just means that it doesn't take on the shape you like, and it doesn't hold curls the same way as hair that is all. So when you have a blunt line, it holds a curl. You have jagged lines, it doesn't hold the curl. But it doesn't mean
because we'll have people that will
self is damaged. You're right. Does that make sense?
Because we'll have people that will, yeah, it makes a lot of sense. Don't forget, hit that thumbs up button. Now, we will have guests that will come in with their hair like this, and they don't want it cut. Like, I don't want now. And then typically these are first timers, you know. I don't push it because I'm like, sure, if you don't want to wear no style, you ain't trying to have no buff, do your thing. You know, it's like uneven nails. Ain't nothing gonna happen. It may not aesthetically, to the eye, it's not cosmetically. Thank you, Cheryl. It may not look pretty, but if you don't want to cut, I have people I've been doing hair for 25 years. I've never cut their hair.
Right.
I mean, but I'm vain. Y'all know me. I am terrible.
Well, it's the same as eyebrows. You know, I rarely get mine, shaped, but sometimes it depends on where I'm going. But at the end of the day, perfect manicured eyebrows look healthier than eyebrows that are unmanicured. And so you're looking at something that is aesthetic component. You're not looking at the overall health component.
Right, because I draw mines in. Right. Because
overall, but if the overall component isn't together or marked out or even, you say her eyebrows are pretty, but mine that are not, you'll say, but it doesn't mean the hairs in the eyebrow is damaged.
Are you guys getting this? So please, when we talk about the dumbest shit that people say about black hair, is to call this hair damaged. Stop falling for that. And a lot of people know that it's not, but it's almost difficult to go into spaces where they don't kind of shame you or, whatever. So it's up to you. As long as you're not saying, well, my curls won't hold or my ends are not laying like Ladosha's. Well, it's like a suit, right, Cheryl? If you don't cut the suit to fit the size, it's not going to be right. So for that look, that person will have to cut it into a style. But if she said,
good point.
If she said smooth this out, it would look. You might say, well, that's a spiky ends. In America, we call it a new fringy look.
Yeah, there's a style of pant where they have the jagged ends of the jeans, or they'll have
they have jeans called with the holes in them.
Guess what? And if you cut the jean yourself and you don't cut them uneven, the threads begin to, what word do we say? Fray. They'll begin to fray.
So everybody say, hey.
The threads of the cotton is damaged. It's just that your aesthetic for your look that you're trying to get doesn't look the way you want it. So it does give the allure that the jeans at the ends of the jeans, because if you cut them yourself, after a while you wash them, they'll begin to curl up. Or they'll stay fray, and then you guys will start cutting each little fray. That's the same premise.
And you don't throw your jeans away. So don't throw your hair away, okay? But what you can do is say, hey, to my boss.
I don't like the way you look.
There you go. Y'all drop them L's in the chat. I see you, Rashida, that just came in. Now we got to answer the question. Negus, I hope I'm pronouncing your name. Najus or Negus has been waiting patiently for the question. Let me go find you right quick. She wants to know. Oh, where'd you go? Right here. Oh, shoot, that's all the way up.
Yeah, it should be
Okay, I'm gonna get it. I'm gonna find it. It's up here somewhere. Okay. Oh, here she go. I got you. I found you. The chat was coming through. Sometimes can you fix a bad hairline? So let me show you a picture. Now, this is not her hairline. This is to help generate some discussion. So these are the very common hairlines that we see in the salon all day. And here is some progression of the hairline. Okay. So what can you do about a hairline like this with bad edges?
Okay. First, there is no such thing as bad edges. You only have one forehead. So don't put don't put an S on that.
Let me drop the line. Did you hear that, Ned? I hope I'm saying your name right. You could drop the phonetic pronunciation. Negus, okay.
Negus is a religious black people. But anyway,
okay.
That's all.
All right, okay, all right. So let me drop the hand clap for that. Cheryl says there are no bad edges. Again, our goal is to liberate you from this nonsense from the natural hair movement.
Yeah, one forehead.
Or anybody that's talking that, but anybody that's talking.
You got one. You got one forehead. You got one forehead. There is no such thing as edges.
Okay.
Right.
All right. Okay. So can you fix a bad hairline? And how about we say that? And thank you for the question. We appreciate you very much.
Okay. And there's no and there's no such thing as a bad hairline.
All right. Okay.
Right. It's an empty, thin hairline. The key is, was it once full? And if it was once full, then the question is, can we reverse the thinning? That's it, and it's important that we clarify it, because then what we do is, and ladies, I want you to follow what we're saying.
Follow me.
Hey.
Follow me. Follow me. Okay. The house heads in the house. Sorry, but go ahead. If you know house music, y'all know what we're talking about.
That's
rest
your
in peace. Rest in peace. Go ahead.
Message for my people. Okay. Hope you can relay. Okay. So to follow this is that was it once full? And if it was, okay. Because if we don't really call it what it is, what we'll say is that the edge got bad, the hairline just went bad. And what we'll do is we will think that, because usually a empty thinning hairline is a practical matter. And then if we start talking about it as if the hairline just got bad or just started thinning, what we'll do is we will be doing exactly what Ladosha and I said we didn't want to do at the beginning of the podcast. We don't want the product companies selling you guys false information as if the hairline just got bad and it's just a matter of a product.
Wow. Come on, testify. Give me a lap for Jesus. Come on, y'all. What my holy roll is that?
Okay, so if the hairline and these ladies, okay, so let's just say you guys will call it traction alopecia, right? Well, traction alopecia comes with a behavior pattern, and we must modify the behavior. So if we're not going to modify the behavior, and we're just going to blame the hairline as if it just got like that, right? And usually,
or the hair. Wait, they're gonna blame. It's the hair. The hair did it.
So let's say if I ate myself to bad cholesterol, then we will depend on the pharmaceutical rep or the pharmaceutical companies to solve my problem instead of me correcting my eating. Does that make sense? Mm-hmm. And so that is the difference between nutrition and behavior modification. But instead, in beauty, we will have did some things practically, And instead of reversing it practically, well, then, of course, I know when most people will say after that, well, what if I can't reverse it by behavior modification? Then that's when we start going to the minoxidil, the products, the medicines, and we start depending on pharmaceutical companies and dermatology and trichology to solve the lack of what stages of what your thinning has occurred, or what stage your thinning is in now, because we're going to be teaching this at Beauty Under One Roof, right, in September. But it's important how we talk about thinning, how we talk about split ends, how we talk about it, because how we talk about it is what's going to get the resolve in a much more, first, scientific way, truthful way, something based on research and development, and getting you back to the road to recovery. Instead of
so when it comes to the
so when and some cream, and then of course at the end of the day, those two models may not even, those may be 4 different ladies, but for all we know, and they may not be telling the correct story, but the product companies know the gullibility of consumer.
Right. Because if you keep hearing the hair coaching come through, she said you have to ask the question, did you have a hairline before this happened? So that's the first question, Negus, that you want to ask yourself is, did you have a full hairline before? If you did and you modify, because I agree with Cheryl, these are all behaviors. Like, and we talked about this in the previous slide, that your hair atom breaks, and that's a fancy word for it is telling us a story. The hair is telling us
is a whole nother conversation.
I'm sorry.
I said how it happened and what is the most and why the edges versus the inner part of the scalp. And see, and therein lies a whole nother conversation. And also the reason why we don't want to just blame split ends or just blame the hair and blame the skin in and of itself without including your styling habits and your habits, you, the person, because of course the beauty industry wants to sell you these quick results and these quick solutions. And that is part of how we get this over productized industry. And then these people not satisfied in the end.
With the hair. Yeah. So there you have it. You want to make sure you question what did the hair look like before? Watch your behaviors. How are you doing the hair? What are you using on the hair? When we talk about the dumbest shit, you're telling a person that you can put something on your edges, some botana oil, some, bukachuka juice, or some, hookah cream. And, say, come on now, guys, stop this now. 90% of it is definitely going to fall into the behavior, what you're doing to the hair. So don't waste your money on it. Just check yourself before you wreck yourself. Relax, calm down, and ask yourself those questions and begin the process to modify your behaviors and what you're doing to your hair. And 99.9% of the time, you're going to see the hair come back, and you don't have to worry about wasting any money on any hair products. All right. So let's continue on. Any more questions? Feel free. The chat is getting full. We're doing pretty good. Drop your questions in the chat. We see you, Yate. Yate had a wonderful show yesterday. So again, now this is definitely coming out of the natural hair movement. So split ends in different forms.
None of those.
Cut line. Let me just kind of go over them. Flat iron split ends, natural mini splits, and curly knot splits, aka fairy knots. And notice the language. It says cut line. They're telling you where you could possibly cut this hair, where you can cut this hair. And then this one says trim. Now, if you go back and watch our video with Savannah, she said that trim is definitely predominantly a black thing. We don't want you guys to fall for any of this. But this is definitely coming out of the natural hair movement. So it's going to get a little content heavy. But sure, you got to break down these three. First of all, are there different forms of split end? split ends. I'm sorry, guys, these braces. And then can you just break this down? Because we don't want you guys falling for this. This is utterly nonsense, totally complete nonsense. Again, hidden secrets in repairing split ends. We hope you guys are liking the content. Hit the thumbs up button, share. Please subscribe. This is America's favorite podcast about Afro hair. And Cheryl's going to take it away. The hair oracle is going to break down split ends in different forms. Is it true? And then let's break this image down. Cheryl's loving this tonight.
Okay, yeah. I mean, no, I've never seen.
Cheryl.
No, I've never seen this before. I mean, because let me just say this. Do we know that a end is one hair that is split? What we have before us is not one hair that is split. Like, can you guys Google like a microscopy photo of a split end?
I got you.
A split end is one tendril, one strand that is split. This is just water product, brush and combing, and it's just wear and tear. This is wear and tear. Has nothing to do with because split ends this is not what a split end is. Does that make sense? This is not one strand that is split. This is just a bunch of hair, okay, that is just, all hairs are not supposed to be even. That is not a natural occurrence. Hair.
Please say it. Oh my God. Say it.
All hair does not have a wear and tear line that is even. If you want an even line, then you can cut it like that. The problem with cutting the third row here is because curly all hair, unless you're going to cut it from a barber with a clipper, if you want all the hair to be even, then you have to get what we call an Afro haircut, right? And so, but if length matters, and that's one of the reasons why most women do not cut their hair blunt across, what kind of haircut is it called? A bob.
Yeah.
Okay. If you don't want a bob, and if you want what we call layers, then all the different hairs are going to be different lengths. But if you want them blunt, and you don't care about, and the reason why the first slot here, because you can't tell. Wow, I didn't know that the cut. I didn't know.
Yeah, this is why this is really.
I didn't know that this was flat iron basic split. I mean, this is like this is unbelievable, actually.
Well, this is very
because one of the things I don't understand about the industry, if hair is natural, why would it split? If split is caused by something, and split is not a natural occurrence, a natural feature and character of hair fiber, aka keratin protein, which is fibrous, that fibrous protein is going to split eventually, because that's what fibers do. Yeah. It's a fiber.
Mm-hmm.
Now, you guys have all done this, right? You guys have all had those old-fashioned speakers where it was in the speaker, and then if you guys wanted to reconnect because it got real fuzzy and the sound was, getting a little weak, you guys would go in, flip the red, flip the black. You guys would take it, cut it,
get it, right,
peel back, and redo it, and then you put it back in, and then the sound was absolutely fabulous, because that is a feature of what oldness called growth. Old hair, long hair is old hair. It's just a fiber, but all fibrous fibers have little tendrils
that split out, right?
Just
I like the way that you're breaking down that this is a natural phenomenon with a fiber, and using terms like your ends are damaged, your hair is damaged. It is a money grab. I'm gonna tell you the truth. It ain't nothing but a motherfucker plucking money grab, and we're telling you, the consumer, how they say, run and tell that. If somebody got something to say, we rewind to the clip. The money grab is to tell you that this hair is damaged. That is the naturally occurring fraying that takes place on the hair. When you see this type of stuff here, here's another one. 12 types of split ends. Like, what? Please. Here we go. Here we go. If you see this, if somebody shows you this, here's what I want you to say.
Ain't nobody got time for that.
Oh, are you serious?
This.
Wait a minute.
Cheryl can't believe it. Cheryl cannot believe she done put on a magnifying. 12 types of split ends.
Oh my God, you are fucking kidding.
Please do not fall for this, guys. It just phrase. Wow. She gave you guys, liberate yourselves, be free today. You're even
www what?
Perfection locks. I'm sorry, perfect locks.
And let me ask you guys a question. Does your fingernails have split ends?
Because it's showing enough of protein. Tell them now.
No, I'm just asking. It's the same keratin, right?
Yeah, it's a keratin.
Okay. Do you have damaged nails? You just cut you just cut it off. And don't you do one of them file thingies? Yeah. You just reshape them because it's fibrous. Yeah. Keratin is a fibrous, which means once you go under the microscopic viewpoint, you're going to see that it's ribbed. Right. And fiber optics, once you look at wires, which means that it'll look just like one cylinder, then you peel it back, you peel back the cuticle layer, and then you'll go into the deep other second level into, and then there's one row, and then there's another row, then there's another row, and then you peel that, and then there's one wire.
Right, there's layers, right? Because the only thing this 12 types, right, that they're talking about, this is just the characteristic of the fiber as it shreds. That's all they're doing, you know. So one fiber may look like this, and as it wears a little bit more, it may look like that. As it wears, it may start off.
Replace a flag. Yeah. Why would you guys? How do people replace a flag?
Okay, let me find the flag with frayed ends. Okay, let me do that. Hold on, guys. We're trying to make this simple so that you guys do not fall for the okie doke. Stop spending money on mending and repairing and all this other stuff. So flag with frayed ends. Okay, we're gonna show you the character. Oh, this is good. Here we go. Let me get this one up here. Here, let me just pull up the video. I'm just gonna let me take this down right quick. We want to make this simple because they have surely done a number on you guys. Remember, the movie we want you guys to watch is called what? Crazy People. And as you can see, you got to be crazy to take the anatomy of a split end and try to break it down into types. It's characteristics of the hair actually fraying. So here is multiple images of flags that are fraying in the wind. Take it away, Cheryl.
Right. And so why would the ends of the flag fray and not the portion nearest the pole?
All right, let's see what the chat says. And you guys are liking this. Please don't forget, like, share, and subscribe. This is what they don't tell you at the hair salon about what? Them frayed ends. All right, them split ends. Whoops. So let's see. Here we go. Why is the fabric at the pole not frayed, but the fabric at the ends that's whipping in the ends? Why is this frayed? And oh, sure, they are loving this. They're saying, Eleanor, you are our boo thing. This is what we want to see happen. This makes me study in a completely different way. I'm beginning to understand a bit different. Thank you. This is why we have the hair oracle here. Andrea, hello, guys. We have a new cousin in the chat. Tell them the dang truth. Mwah, mwah, mwah. And you are sure enough fine, baby. Okay.
Wait. That's my sister. That's my sister.
All right. What's going on, boo thing?
That's my sister.
Okay, so let's see. Again, if anybody wants to, feel free to answer the question: why is the fabric at the pole a lot? It's not frayed at all, but the end that's whipping in the wind is frayed. And again, our goal is to get you guys to not fall for the title says hidden secrets to repairing split ends. And we hope you guys have definitely concluded it ain't gonna happen, G. It's just not gonna happen. And so I'm just gonna show this other clip, this image right quick, okay, Cheryl? So there it is. At the base, her hair is nice and fine, just like the flag. But on the ends, it's not. So Cheryl, let's see if we got a response. Why is it? Aha! Eleanor says, let me take this one down. Here you go, Cheryl. Why is the flag at the base and the hair at the regrowth nice and strong, but the ends of her hair and the flag whipping in the wind is frayed? And so Eleanor says it's weathering. The wind, it's weathering in the wind, and the pole is there's structure.
And see, when you begin to give smart people real common examples, people like Miss Eleanor. Yes, Eleanor.
Mm-hmm.
Can come up to natural, common sense conclusions.
Beautiful.
And when hair is more anchored to the base, aka, she said, structure, plus fibers, once you add what we call an aerodynamic, it's an aerodynamic. It's just a quality and a character and a feature of just hair moving. And because long hair is old hair, the oldest part of the strand that is moving is going to weather first. It's just a natural phenomenon of a fibrous protein of a strand.
Let's give Eleanor a big round of applause. That was truly
whipping back and forth doesn't affect the base of my hand, but it will affect the fingertips first. And those are, but it's a natural phenomenon. It's not what we call damages. Yeah. It's a feature of the fibrous protein being styled, being in water, being in a brush, being in a rubber band, being styled. And if you are cognizant as a hairstylist or a person doing your own hair, if you're just cognizant, you will be able to solve that dynamic and be able to the result.
Yeah. When you look at this, here's the trick. So you take a hairstyle like this, that people believe all of the fibers are what? The same, but they're not. Remember, this is an optical illusion. It's a hair cut. It's a hair cut. It's going to make when you put the heat on them and the sheen and you put some color and you fill in like makeup, it makes the skin look so pretty. You could have put a filter on it. And to the naked eye, it looks like all of her fibers are even when in fact, they look more like that. Especially as she combs it and she round brushes it and she flat irons it and she lays on it. She exercises, it rubs up against her fabric. She pulls it back in the ponytail.
And then she goes, gets it cut
again. It's not damaged. It's the naturally occurring metamorphosis or transformation or whatever you want to call it.
It's right. And so, and then too, you notice that when you're the natural fraying occurs, it gets lighter.
Mm-hmm. Even if we kind of use let's just use my hair in real time, that kind of looks like exactly what Cheryl is saying. You see the ends of my hair,
and
right? It's just lighter.
You have to cut it like curtains. They'll put a cuff to keep the weight of the curtain to stay straight. Now, once that starts to age and just fray, that's when it starts getting a little, it starts falling apart, it starts losing its diameter, and it just starts getting lighter.
Right.
And you want it to start hanging right.
Mm-hmm. And you can deliberately, some stylists will use razors and cutting techniques to actually make the hair look a little bit older, because it lays, it performs a little different. It's like clothes. The way the way you stitch a seam, or which stitch you use, a double stitch, a back stitch, is certain stitches you can't use on certain fabrics.
Make the fabric lay.
Yeah, I'm perpetrating. My mom was a seamstress, so I'm just kind of perpetrating. You see, so that's what shears do to hair. They make it perform just like a sewing machine or certain shears to fabric. There are certain shears that you use to cut certain fabrics, right?
Right. Let me ask you another question. What in the fabric world, in the seamstress world, in the atelier world, what do they do when the fabrics begin to ball? They'll take a little razor and they'll go across the fabric and get all the little balls on the fabric when they start to ball up. And they'll just take a razor blade and just start going down the fabric to make it smooth again, because certain fabrics, they ball up on the surface and they'll get those little balls. You just start picking them off.
Yeah. Right. Now hair don't do that. So here is a video of a young lady who's using the concept of what Cheryl just described as a hair cutting technique. And boy, this one scared the French toast and bologna sandwich out of me. Sorry for the screen recording, but here it goes, guys.
Yeah.
That's dead wrong on every level. Listen, Cheryl just explained to you that each individual fiber has its own life cycle. There is no, if you can buzz your head all the way off, look at this. I am buzzed. I guarantee you, if you try to measure every single strand, none of them, not one of these strands will be even.
The only way that all hair would be the same length, y'all ready?
You're a dog. Sorry.
Unless all hairs was in the same follicle. And since they're not, you guys have seen a doll head. Those hairs are placed in a line going across that head. This level is not the same length as this level. And then once you get to the tippy top, then it begins to look like a circle. Okay. And then sometimes they'll look like a spiral, and they're every follicle. You can't have the same length unless all hair would be coming out of one follicle. And so follicle placement demands that every hair, if they're growing at the same rate, if they don't, this hair here is not going to fall here. And this hair can be what? 4 inches long. But this hair to get to here has to be 10 inches long.
Yeah.
So, but you know what I mean?
You can look at my hair, right?
But if you pull up both hairs, this hair here is not going to make it up there.
No.
Okay.
No.
But for some reason, this hair hangs longer. But this hair here to get to the shoulder has to grow longer.
Oh, right. If you look at my hair, right, to the naked eye, boy, that looks like all of my hair. Like Lola and grew all her hair. Look at her bangs that are all even. To Cheryl's point, no way, dude. Look at that and look at that. It's not. This is much longer than this.
Right.
It's called layers. Now, when I lift this up, right? Oh boy, look at how short that is. Short, long. If I section this off, right? Now you can see, to Cheryl's point, that's what's making it look like, ooh, your hair is so long. This is only 1/4 of my head. You guys see that? 1/4, right, Cheryl?
Yep.
And all of this is 75% of my hair is what? Short. We hope you guys are understanding.
It's an optical illusion. Absolutely.
It's an optical illusion. And that's the beauty of having a professional cosmetologist. That's why I said ethics is the magic word here, because I'm going to tell you right now, I'm going to show you two pictures of two gentlemen. If they saw, and I'm going to see if we can get Mr. Floyd Kenyatta. I'm going to reach out to him and just beg him. I'm going to actually record a video. And please, can you come on our podcast? Here is Mr. Floyd Kenyatta. And there is John Paul DeHoria, and that's Robert Cromians. Not the gentleman in the middle. He helped with the
Floyd Kenyatta is the pastor?
No, that's just all black.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and so Floyd Kenyatta is the African-American gentleman who pioneered. Oh my God. I saw him cut hair once. It was like trying to get to Jesus. You see what I'm saying? Robert Cromians, if you have a cosmetology book, you probably see him in the book. Or if you're just into hair, these people pioneered hair cutting. And then you have the guru himself, the one and only, the incomparable Vidal Sassoon. So y'all heard Mr. Sharp tell Cheryl's business. He said, when I went to see Dr. Morrow, Cheryl was in London with Vidal Sassoon. I have not had the blessed opportunity to go, but we do have prestigious institutions of cutting all fibers of hair, and black people will go there and say, Vidal Sassoon got it, but he didn't get this. But you do need to
Thomas Hayden.
Right, you do need to go and be amongst your people. We want the reason why we're saying this is because I want the public to understand that when it comes to hidden secrets of repairing split ends, not only is it not going to happen, but what is available to you are wonderful, wonderful hair icons such as Floyd Kenyatta, Robert Cromians. Even though Vidal Sassoon is no longer with us, you do have Yate Keaton. She is a barber stylist in the chat. Notice she's not going along with any of this either. There are professionals who can help you and liberate you so you are not falling for the money grab that if your hair looks like this, it's damaged. There's nothing wrong with your hair. It's just not appealing to those who are vain like me or in the hair business, because we want that hair to look like this. But in hair salons, we don't judge. It's like going to the doctor and you weigh, like I'm overweight. My doctor, Dr. Brown, does not see me because I'm overweight. She does not see me because she's Puerto Rican and I'm black. She doesn't do that. Mm-hmm. She just doesn't. She doesn't. Well, Ladosha's got a big butt and big, so I can't look at her hair color. You know, we don't do that at the hair salon. If you don't want it cut, You don't have to get it cut. Now, if Ladosha, I want to look a certain way and I'm concerned, my doctor is going to tell me what I need to do. So that's
what if she wants to be able to work to a complete length and she just keeps it braided?
Yeah.
Why do I have to consider the unevenness is damaged? We don't do that, right?
Yeah, we definitely, and we do
We
recommend
don't pay for the whole head to be even.
Yeah, that's like I said, it's kind of like you have your those holy jeans. You don't throw away your blue jeans because they got a hole. I mean, that's the fashion now. If that don't tell you your hair ain't damaged, I don't know what is. And so, but we understand. I'm like I said, we're not knocking a person's hustle. You want to say, you know, you want to throw some protein on it. Go for what you know, boo. You can do all of that, but don't tell the baby that her hair is damaged. Okay. I think we're doing pretty good here. We do have a request by Sandra is in the chat. She said, right now the juice is flowing, right? She said the juice is flowing. And right now is a good time to do what? Hold on. Let me find it right quick. Because she said, y'all liking all this stuff. Cheryl is breaking it down for y'all. She says, now is a good time to do. Let me take this down. Hold on, Cheryl, because that'll be long up there. All right, let's get that down. All right, guys, we got a lot of folks in the chat in the building. So come on, y'all. Let's do this right now. Let's help change the narrative about the hidden secrets to repairing split ends. Here you go. So the juice is flowing, says our virtual co-host Sandra and Wike, who we appreciate so very much. Please hit that thumbs up button. If you are watching this post live, by all means, don't forget, drop your questions and your comments in the chat. Even if you disagree with us, tell us why you think our theory on number one, you got to do that consult. We need to get that hair consulting business going. That's number one. Number two, why do you disagree that the hairs are growing at different rates? And then number four, why would you think that there are so many different types of split ends? Like, do you agree with this stuff here? Do you really believe that there are 12, not one, not two, not three, but 12 types of split ends? Or do you really buy this theory of split ends in different forms? You got flat irons. It's called the basic split ends. I don't know how did that become basic. Then you have the natural mini split. I know this, Cheryl Ladosha. This is what makes this true. Tell us. And then the last one, curly knots, aka fairy knots, split ends. And then you have the solutions. Cheryl, your face just why does this make you cringe? Because you're cringing over there. What is it about this that's making you cringe?
Because one of the things, because people are living by it, and what they do is that marketing departments, art departments, and media departments, they're sitting going, okay, can you put fairy knots on the bottle? Because this product is going to solve split ends. And they begin to listen to all of the dogma and all of the glossary, new terms that makes no sense, and they put them in labels. They'll put them in, in manuals and things of that nature, and they're as if they're gonna buy their way in terms of product usage out of these natural phenomenons, right? And everyone is driven down in their neighborhood at some point, and they'll see the trees who have gotten weathered, and the city will come shave them down, take all of the weathered cuticles off the trees, and then the next time you guys drive down, they'll be nice and smooth, and they'll look so uniform and gorgeous, and you'll say, oh my God, they've taken off the weathered natural occurrence of the tree. They'll just shed them, and they'll take all the other dried cuticles off of the bark of the tree, and then they'll throw them away, and then they'll shave them down, and they'll make them out of compost. So you guys can put them in your yard or whatever the case may be, but we don't ever say the tree's damaged.
Yeah, it's even like our bushes, we'll
Yeah.
take that little edge thing and bush trimmer
Oh,
and trim the
well,
bushes, and it looks like a whole afro, right? But all them all them leaves ain't the same.
and
It ain't the same,
they'll
right?
start getting brown.
Right.
They'll start yellow. Then they'll start red. Then they'll go from red to yellow to brown, right? Or yellow to red to brown, and then they'll eventually fall off. But nature gives itself a haircut every September and every October, right? But we don't ever say the tree is damaged. We don't say.
And you know what else we don't say? Hold up, Luana. Let me just hide this right quick. We're going to answer your question. I got to show this picture. I do this all the time. And if I sound like a broken record, I so apologize, but I have to say it again. In our salon, we have this huge picture window. I mean, it is absolutely huge. And right across from us, well, it used to be, was this just the beautiful trees as far as the eye can see.
Oh, it's gorgeous.
Right.
But
when you look at this, right, all of these branches are not the same length. All of these leaves are not the same shape, the same size. They're not even the same color. Mm-hmm. But don't we think this is absolutely beautiful? Mm-hmm. And this is what I do to every single person who comes in the salon with their hair with those ends that are naturally fraying, mm-hmm. and they've been convinced.
And they turn colors.
The ends are and they are convinced. My hair is damaged and I know you got to cut it off, and we let them get it all out, and then we turn that chair to those trees and we do exactly what we're doing right now. It's nothing wrong. Look at those leaves, they all on the ground, and it would probably look now once they go through with a leaf blower and they could go in there and trim some of that tree up, and they can aesthetically or cosmetically, thank you, Cheryl, make that look really nice. But you still have to admit that's a beautiful scene. And that's how we have to look at our hair. To some people, no, it doesn't look like Kilolo's hair. It's not blunt. But everybody's not trying to do that. Go ahead, Cheryl.
And by the way, please, y'all, do not conflate. So my hair sheds seasonally. Please don't conflate that conversation. We don't want to have that conversation right now. That is another myth that your hair falls out seasonally and all this other craziness. We're not trying to make that correlation. What we're saying is that when things begin to age, at the end of a process, when things get long hair, when it gets to a cycle, it will fray due to wear and tear, and it'll give you a sign because it turns colors. It's as simple as that. All the hair at the end turns light, and you see in the microscopy photographs.
Look at this one. Here's a
growing part of the hair gets lighter.
Look at this leaf. To Cheryl's point, see where it's nice and rich and green, right? Mm-hmm. And then it's yellow, and then it's orange, and it's brown. So she's not called the hair oracle for nothing, y'all. It's naturally occurring in nature. It naturally occurs on you. If you want to pay for some damage, that is totally up to you. But we're just saying, if you pay for it and you don't see any difference,
right?
And you're not going crazy. It will feel
right.
And like Cheryl said, you can put products on it to make the fabric have like slick feel and smooth, and that's okay. But we don't need to, because when I took Afro Hair Science, I had a come to Jesus moment, because I was saying that for so long. Mm-hmm. And I said to Cheryl, well, now what am I supposed to say? And Cheryl said, why do you have to say that? I was like, I don't know. I've just been saying it for so long. Cheryl, take away my money. And Cheryl said, just tell the truth. Don't you ain't got to make nothing up. I was like, I ain't gonna be right. I would be wrong. It was my ego. It hurt my soul that I wasn't doing it that much. I was doing it just a little bit, y'all, just a little bit. But a little bit is still wrong. And I had to let it go. The whole team, we let it go.
Boys, we had
I struggle, guy. So if you're in this, and I was taught by the company, not the natural hair movement. And this is why we're saying these hair care companies, they don't love these hoes. You know, I mean, I'm just saying, you know, this is a Ladosha and Cheryl opinion. They're like cell phones, right? Everybody has one. I'm not gonna throw shade on no hair care company. And there are products that can do wonderful things for hair. You know, it's all cosmetically. But for me, I'm just speaking for me. I'm not talking about any other cosmetologist. Like they say, to thy own self be true. I mean, I was like
that
in
is
the class,
the conversation with.
I was in the class like this, y'all. I was like, fuck this. I didn't pay her to come here. I'm like, she, hell no, she tripping. Cause y'all know I was like, now sure you cool, but now you messing with the church. Girl, bye. I was in that class. Everybody was sitting there. I was like, y'all falling for this? She messing up my money. They was like, damn, Ladosha. So girl, the white folks thought I was crazy. But I had to get through that. And Cheryl let me but that's what professional education does. You know what I'm saying? It will bring you to that moment. Now we have Linda. Okay, all right, here we go. Enjoy. I disagree with no split ends and damage. Hold on.
This is a wonderful trichologist, by the way, Linda Emerson.
Here you go. Linda Emerson says, I enjoy your podcast, but I disagree with no split ends and damage. Microscopically, there are over 38 types of hair shaft defects. And you are right, in a weathering process. We are not denying that, but I would not take the time to do something like this and dissect the process of how the hair begins to shred. Because if you look at this here, you could go on for days with your 38 types. The customer at the end of the day, boo, they might be impressed with that, but at the end of the day, you're gonna say one or two things: leave them alone or cut them off.
Well, and
you can't stop it. You can't repair them. That's just not gonna happen.
Say this, and if that could very well be valid. However, in the subject of split ends, and like all fibers, and unfortunately the keratin that God put on your head, it didn't put in collagen or any other, it make your hair a vegetable collagen or some other type of protein. It gave you a keratin fiber, which is fibrous, and it is designed to fray. And so the defects, of course, maybe another subject, but in the subject,
right? Yeah, because that's hair disorders. Hair disorders. Yeah, you got your trichophtalosis, you got your trichorexis nodosa. You have various forms of hair disorders, but this particular podcast is for the ends of the hair. There is no denying that there are specific hair disorders within the shaft, but once you get to those very tippy this down here, it is a naturally, because this is old, it's a way, like Cheryl said,
and let's also be clear on this too. You know, it's not ironic that we don't ever care about split ends in the curly state. Not one human being gives a shit about the hair split in its coiled curly afro state. It's only a obvious when they start blow drying and all of a sudden they go, look, see, it goes up, it goes down, it goes, and then we start making shit up as we go. But in any case, yeah, but thank you for that, Dr. Amerson. It's good to see you in the chat, by the way.
Yeah. In our lady's book of cosmetology, and then the trichology has, like you said, it goes a little bit further. But you do oh yeah, sorry, I gotta take a picture now. Thank you, sure. You do have hair disorders. We're not going with the hair disorders, so that part is correct. Yeah. Whoops, sorry guys. But when it comes to the ends of those hairs, we're gonna have to say
Yeah, split ends is split ends. There are them 12 types of split ends. Because let me just say this. When I want to preserve my cotton fibers and from having the wear and tear that natural fibers, cotton fibers do encounter, what do? I will spray them with starch.
Shh. Everybody got some Niagara. Come on, y'all, quit playing. I got that Niagara.
And then what do you do? And you protect them, and they'll get what? They'll get real tight and get real smooth. And then after you wear it, called weathering.
Weathering, yeah.
The starch will dissolve and the cotton fibers are exposed and they weather, and the shirt starts looking weird and thin. Start being able to see through the fibers.
And we got our version of that too. It's called hairspray. You know, put some hairspray on it, right? And you can take that flat iron and it'll make it look nice and just like a pair of blue jeans. So the fabric analogy is kind of similar, a little bit.
Well, hair is a fiber.
Right. You have always said that you know, Afro hair has the morphology of cotton. So these analogies are just to help you guys understand that be careful.
Is definitely more cottony and more spiral, because cotton, in order for it to curl, has to spiral, and it's the flattest cotton fiber. Fiber. All of the, you know, let's say linen is more cylinder, and it's a grass. Cotton is not a grass. So it has
I love that. Cotton is not a grass.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. I'm just looking for my. Okay, here we go. So we're good. I hope you guys have truly enjoyed us answering the question about the hidden secrets to repairing split ends. Feel free to take your little finger and scrub back through. I'm going to kind of go through this video once it comes up, and I'll break it down in chapters to help this in case you just want to click to the piece that you like. I don't want to hear all the other crap. I just want to know the answer to this. So we'll break those down for you to make it user friendly. We appreciate. Maybe that's the word I'm looking. Eleanor, you're my boo thing. You know, it's the morphology.
Morphology.
Yeah, thank you so much for that word. So we appreciate everyone for joining us. All of your comments are always welcomed here. Again, it is our goal to help debunk a lot of myths and to liberate you guys. We are going to chart a new course for us in 2026 to kind of pave the way for something new and exciting in the world of hair beyond these bottles of products. We got enough products out there, okay? Y'all need to stick with y'all have. Don't go spend too much money now. Go ahead and move some money around and try some other products, you know what I'm saying? But don't buy more. Just try.
Or just get some counsel before you start buying.
Yeah, maybe that too. Fine. Yeah, you could do that. So we're going to be back here on Thursday, right? And remember, that's Planet Pluto Pseudo, and that's for the professionals in our industry. And we are going to be back with the one and only Miss Tiffany Jones. And she is a nail tech. She's the founder of Nail Techs United. And so she's going to talk with us about sanitation, cleansing and sanitation. Why is this so important when it comes to getting your nails done and your feet taken care of? Why is this truly, truly important? So Miss Tiffany Jones is going to join us. And then don't forget, this Sunday, the Fête du Jour is going to happen between 2 to 4 p.m. in Maple Heights, Ohio at Journey Barber School. A little small soiree there. So please, it's free, okay, with DJ Danny on the ones and twos. That's how it's going down. Then we come back here to continue our discussion about what has the natural hair movement taught us about the big chop. Well, we kind of already went through a couple of topics, but we're going to be back on Monday. We're going to talk about lunar haircuts. Is it true that cutting your hair when the moon is full, will that really make a difference? Like, is that like a bunch of, malarkey? Come on, sure, stop messing up the thing. You don't give it away, okay? So lunar haircuts is going to be our thing on Monday. So if you're interested in learning more about lunar haircuts, we're going to talk about it and its efficacy. All right. So I think that should do pretty good. And again, we're going to continue.
Also ask. Right. So that means that we can also ask her about the fraying of cuticles on your nails.
The what?
We can.
Oh yeah,
ask
the Frank. Oh yeah, we can ask her. Does your look at Ellen Rob? What you like? What? Yeah, lunar haircut. So that's how it's going down. And I'm glad.
Wait a minute. Did I just pull? You know my. You know.
Yeah.
I pulled a cuticle off my. Off
When
my
is
nail.
it split?
You know.
When is it split?
No,
Right.
yeah. I just
Split
split in off my fingernail because
All right.
nails are fibrous, right?
Mhm.
I mean,
Yeah,
you can
they
pull
can-
them off.
Yeah. All right. So thank you. We're glad you learned something today. I'm going to leave that up. And that's what it's for. You know, we just want to help you guys know. One last thing before we go. Please don't forget Sunday. Everybody screenshot this or take the time and write it down. The movie I want us to watch. I'm going to just be going live, you know, and just, you know,
be in
in
there
the chat, you know, just going to be talking about this movie here. What did I do with it? Oh, we scrolled.
Crazy people.
We want you guys to watch it. It is called Crazy People. Crazy People. This is why I can't believe y'all fell for the natural hair movement. Crazy People is a movie featuring Dudley Moore and Daryl Hannah's Old School from 1990. And it's a comedy about the truth in advertising. And so we hope you'll get why Key Lolo is just like, y'all fell for that? But anywho, it's just my opinion. They're like cell phones. Everybody has one. All right, sure. Any closing thoughts before we wrap this up? This was a lovely discussion. That's it. We get good?
I believe so. Thanks, Weekend.
All right.
Miss
All right.
Bernard and
All right, yeah.
LB and the boss was in the chat.
All right, yeah. And what's her name? She came through, but I disagree with y'all. We
Yes.
Yeah.
Came on through.
Yeah, come on through. Linda, we appreciate you so much. Hey, Linda, maybe you could come on and talk with us about 38 types of hair shaft defects. If you would be so kind to inbox me here on Facebook, we can have you come on through. You know what I'm saying? And let's talk about some of this a little bit more, okay? All right, because that's pretty deep right there. 38 types of hair shaft. I think the chat would love to hear about what you have to say about that. That's deep. You know what I'm saying? We can talk about that, okay? All right, guys. Okay, you guys have a wonderful evening. Y'all know what to do on Sunday. Y'all got y'all assignment. And you know what we say when we're signing out, right? Where we're talking about a whole lot of peace, a whole lot of love, and for sure, a whole lot of hair. But check it out. If you don't want it, you can't stand it. You got a couple of them bald patches, your edges, or whatever y'all want to call them, you know. Hey, don't worry about that stuff because all of that is beautiful too, as you saw in those trees, right? Okay, and so are you. Y'all have a wonderful night. We're going to see y'all Thursday at 9:00 p.m. Deuces. All right, y'all have a good night. Cheryl, you the bomb.com.
Oh, you too, sis.
Cheryl, you ready for the chit chat tonight?
I'm ready.
Bam, bam, bam. He or she said, cancel this damn show. They hate it. What? Hold on. Wait a minute.
Make black hair great again.
Hold on. Wait a minute. Now,
We're coming get our check.
Cheryl Morrow, the one, the only, the hair oracle.
Well, I think it was Red Dot, and then we also had a cosmetology school instructor in the chat, Miss Denise West, Michelle Allen, Miss Foster. Dang, I missed your name. It's always nice to see Miss Foster in the chat. Michelle Allen, you know how much we love you too.
What? About a whole lot of peace. Cheryl, you order that in a bag of chips.